All right, so trying to finally get this joint together.
Hey, welcome to Panamax.
I'm so lost today.
It's been a long one.
Oh my God.
Somehow we coordinated off the chill gray and white, so it's gonna be a chill gray and white kind of day.
Yes.
Today we are going to be talking about BFF do's and don'ts. I thought that this would be interesting because I watch reality TV and I have 5 besties who aren't besties. You know, like we aren't one big crew that's calling and this one know all that one business and all that type stuff. So I just thought it would be interesting to see what people think crosses the line as a BFF. So Nell has some reviews or some input from things she saw this week.
All right, so on the last few episodes of Real Housewives of Atlanta, for example, there was a lot of issue regarding, I guess you can call it, mixing of friends. This is a huge issue that I do not think a lot of friends, especially females, talk about, because what I find is that men don't have the same hang-ups about friendships that women do.
Agreed. Or the same insecurities.
Nah, they don't. Their level of friendship is definitely based on loyalty, and I would go so far as to say that men are probably more loyal friends to each other than women are to other women. So,
and wait a minute, now could that be only or solely based off the expectations? Because men expect something different.
Not only do they expect something different, they expect less. And that's not to say that women have an unreasonable list of expectations, but it's just like with everything that revolves around women, that involves women, it just always has to be
competitive.
It just always has to be a lot. It always has a ton of different components to it, and it really just isn't that serious. So I've definitely been in situations where mixing friends is not a good idea, and I learned very, very early on, and I do this now, and there are a few friends that don't understand it. They feel kind of isolated, but I do this in my adulthood.
Keep shit moving.
I don't bring friends around that I know are not going to mix.
Yeah.
I have a very, I guess you can say, outgoing personality. Once you get to know me, I'm one of those women that have a relatively hard exterior, but then I feel like once you get to know me, you learn this other side of me, and there are parts of me that appeal to different types of women, and all of those women are not multidimensional enough where I can have all of them around at the same time.
Interesting.
I already know that about my friends, and they're friends,
right?
So it's not like, you know, they're necessarily seasonal, but I just know that there's a part of my life that I can rely on them on, where we mesh, and other areas where we don't or they won't with other people that I have. So
right. Okay. So in that case, is that considered a BFF don't? Like, don't bring me around bitches you know I'm not gonna
do not mix your white liquor and your dark liquor.
Right.
Don't do it.
You know it's not gonna flow.
Do not do it.
It's a BFF don't.
Definitely.
I got a lot about the whole sleep with your man and flirt with my man and
some of that stuff is coded. Do you even think that's even worth mentioning?
It shouldn't even be a mention if this is your best friend. Like, I don't want to worry about my friend coming on to my man, or even if my man come on to my friend, now that's a topic. If your man comes on to your friend, then what?
Definitely, then what?
And I think that you addressed this on one of your live videos, because at that point you got to know your friend. Like, I do know that certain friends aren't going to receive information the same way others may.
Oh yeah.
Some friends may not even want the shit. Like, now don't get me wrong, they can appreciate your friendship,
right?
They can be a great friend. Like, when you need it can work out, everything can be cool. That's your ride or die. She there for you and all that type stuff. But then when it comes to her man, that could be a different subject. You know, that could be a completely different story. And you as the friend should know that.
Right.
I think, you know how she talks about him, or how does she handle situations in her life. You'll be able to know how she receive, you know, that criticism or even that honesty about her relationship or her man.
You definitely need to know your friends. And again, that goes right back to the not mixing. You have to know people's personalities, and you have to know that when a person is telling you that they don't want something, if they really don't want that thing, or if that is something that they really are looking forward to. I am not the type of friend who looks to hurt my friends with information.
Right.
Like I said, and I think I know what video you're talking about. Like I said in that video, I have some friends where I will tell them if I see their man or their lady messing around with somebody else, and then I have those other friends where I'm like, Slim ain't hardly I'm not about to get into it with this broad over this
nigga.
So
exactly, because
I'm not
she's
doing
not
it.
going to change. She's still going to be there. She's still going to come at me with this shit in a week, you know. So it's like, you kind of know. And then, I mean, I've been that friend. You know,
which friend?
The friend who don't want to hear the shit, who just don't want to hear what you have to say. You may be right. I appreciate you, but I'm not ready to move on yet. Or, you know what I'm saying? I think everybody's kind of been there where they've been on both sides, you know, of the fence. But again, that goes to your friends. Can you handle your friend saying, look, shorty is not doing what he need to do for you, you need to leave? Or can you handle your friend saying, are you really talking to your kids that way?
Okay,
or,
wait.
You know,
I have another dimension to this. How do you handle disagreements with your friends?
So, I don't think I've never had a argument with my friends, but I feel like all of my friends are intelligent, right? I
don't have all intelligent friends,
but I think
not gonna lie to you,
they're intelligent enough for us to have a conversation. You know, I think all of my friends, we've had my Fab Fives, we've all had conversations where they've told me, I don't like that idea, or I don't want you to do that, or I don't agree that you've done that, or vice versa. I'll tell them that. But we've always been able to, like, agree to disagree. Or, okay, I'm going to take a little bit of your shit. You going to take a little bit of my shit. I love you. Okay, now let's see what happened from that. You know what I'm saying? I've never had, like, a real flat out argument with my friend where I'm like, oh, this bitch got me fucked up. I'm not talking to her no more. I've never had that.
I've definitely had arguments with friends. And these are not people, because what kills me about people is, when something happens, they always try to chalk it up to, well, that person wasn't your friend to begin with. That isn't always the case. I don't think
that's always the case.
If you believe that there are seasonal people, then you believe that they were genuine for that moment, and something happened that, you know, the wind blew and they broke instead of bent. And
you treat them seasonal though. I do have a couple
I do not
people
treat my friends seasonal. Now, when it ends, I can accept that it ended. But
wait a minute, you gotta treat them seasonal. It's some friends that you know that you can talk to like every day for 2 or 3 days.
But
or
even
week,
the ones that I'm talking to once a year, I don't consider seasonal though. They are still. If I call you my friend, then I'm really like I'm looking forward to my friendship with you. But again, it goes back to how much can I confide in you and what can I confide in you, because those are two different things.
Right.
And then it's what can I do with you. Basically, it's really, I'm put it like this: relationships to me are about opportunity, and that sounds bad, but I'll never forget. And this goes back to a reality TV reference, and it's a Housewives of Atlanta reference. When people found out that Candy was messing with Todd, they started calling that man an opportunist.
They did.
And that threw me off, because I'm just like, if you see an opportunity, are you not supposed to take it? If it's one that you can definitely benefit from. Now, if you're not going to contribute to that door opening, then in a positive way and in a sincere way, then you are the kind of opportunist who is all about self. I'm just saying in general that I am an opportunist with my friends, and I expect them to be that with me. And the opportunity I feel like they get from me is that they're coming across somebody who can tell them some 100%. Now, everybody claims to keep it real. That's one of the statements in life that I absolutely hate, because I think so many people... What
is keeping it real?
They lie. Like, they can't even spell keeping it real all the way out. Ma'am, don't you come down here with that crying. Go figure it out. See? That one. She's an opportunist. She knows that it's somebody down here that's going to hug her up. All right. Ask her to apologize. No, that's not. Say, did you mean it or not? And if she say no, then you have to say, okay, let's move on from it. Now, that's not how I would have really handled it if it was me. But anyway, just trying to do something different. Kids are second chance at life.
I get it.
Yes. But no, but seriously. So, again, just going back to the whole opportunist thing, I do believe that if you see an opportunity, you are supposed to hop on that opportunity, and you're supposed to benefit from it the best way that you possibly can without hurting that other person or draining them so much that they're able to extend a healthy friendship or relationship to somebody else.
And it doesn't have to be material.
Right, this is not material.
Get that, right. That's how you engage. That's how you get friends. Dang, she might be nice. I can learn something from her or grow with this person, or we can help each other in some way. I definitely can agree to that extent. And I think a lot of best friends get jealous. I know I'm a best friend that get jealous, but at the end of the day...
Are you?
Yes. I'm like super duper...
I really hate to call that a cancer thing, but I ain't even gonna lie to you.
It might be a cancer thing. Let me tell you, because I just tell myself...
Some of my closest friends are cancers. And this includes family. One of my closest cousins is a Cancer. And when I tell you that when she was living with me and my mom when I was younger, me and this girl fought like two alley cats. It was ridiculous. But there is not any moment that she cannot call me and ask me for any piece of advice, anything, any whatever, and I'm not going to be there for her.
It's definitely something. It may be a cancer thing. I mean, I know I get salty when I see or hear my friends, my good friends, having fun elsewhere, but I always chalk it back to, okay, them bitches ain't me though. They ain't providing the shit that I'm providing, so it don't fucking matter. You know what I mean? You just tone it out. Okay, they not me. I know my position and my role, But some people get possessive like that and can't control it. Some people will make your other friends feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Or, try to put on a show to pull rank.
And if you have that friend, stay away. Because I cannot be bothered. Friendship is not about confrontation to me. And that is basically, if I'm meeting your friend, I don't owe it to your friend to be a best friend to that friend on behalf of you. I don't. Right. I can be polite all day, but I'm not about to sit here and compete for attention. I just can't do it.
She wanna bust her ass open in the club or whatever. She could bust her shit open. I'm gonna make sure your shit covered over here. I don't know how she getting home, but I got you.
I'm really not. No, seriously, I'm not. I don't want to take your friend home. Like, friend, don't ask me if I could drop your friend off.
Yes.
I'm not doing it. Don't ask me if you can bring your friend as a plus one. I don't want them. I've seen online what your friends are like. I'm not impressed.
Right.
I already know. And that's another, you have to know yourself.
Know yourself.
You have to know yourself. You have to know what you can tolerate and what you are just absolutely not up for. And again, this is not about being confrontational. I personally am the type of person where if I am not comfortable in an environment or around certain people, I'm not going.
Yeah.
I'm not going. I will support you from a distance.
But that goes to the whole friend thing. If you are that true friend, you know that shit. You know, don't even ask me this shit because that's not the environment that I want to be in. Or we have discussed this before for you to know that, okay, this is a problem. Or, okay, no, I'm not. I say that all day. Oh, I'm not really a fan,
right?
You know, of this person. So, you know, and it's cool. I love you all day in the paint, but you know, I'm just not going to do that, and you're not going to judge me because I'm not. You know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, look at this little pretty boy outside.
Give me that.
He probably get all the little joints. Oh, look, she walking holding her little boo hand. Look at these kids.
I don't want to put them on camera because they're not my kids. But,
I know, but this is like tripping me out. They just walking through. I remember those little heavy heel days.
Mommy, I saw them last night.
I decline to comment on on any of this going on out here.
Okay.
See, now friend putting his arm around the other girl. See, this is the stuff that we was just talking about earlier. This is exactly what my man, do not put your arm around my friend's shoulder.
Not only that, it's a certain way. First of all,
yeah, it's a way. You're right.
I don't generally hug my friends' mates.
No, I had to turn it off.
It's nothing against other people or the friend or anything, but that's just how I carry myself as the friend. I'll give him the homie shit all day. That one arm joint, that's how you, to me, as a female, because I know, one, you know, I got titties. I'm, you know, a little curvy. I'm not a pole, so I'm not about to be all pressed up against.
Oh, that's the thing. So,
you know, somebody like that hugging them. Do you bring your friends around
your man according to how that friend is shaped?
I wouldn't say shaped, but how that friend carries themselves. And it's some who carry themselves who want it all spread out, all splat out. They want to make sure everybody see. They got the, you know, break. This the one who just happens to twerk at every event. Every time something comes on, the twerker friend, I can't do. That's why I don't have a twerker friend. But I cannot do that. But you know how your friend carry themselves. You know, I'm not going to invite someone who I know is very seductive. Yeah. You know, you can be voluptuous, but if you're
requires a lot of attention.
Oh, I'm not going to invite her out with me and my man.
Yeah, and, definitely not.
You know, for something that we're doing that doesn't warrant that shit right there.
Yeah.
Not because of how they shape, but how that person act. You know what I mean? You know the flirty bitch. You know the one that just gotta, you know, she
don't do that.
Touchy.
First of all, I do not personally like to be touched. And this is the thing that my real good friends know about me. Do not hug me. Don't hug me. Don't kiss me. Don't call me boo. Don't call me boo.
But you know what? She know I would say that shit because that's my baby mama.
Me crazy.
Okay, boo. All right. So that's why I just go with Nail. And then let me tell you, as long as we've been friends, me and this bitch probably hugged 3 times.
I cannot do it.
Out of
since you was pregnant with Kaya,
12 years. We probably hugged 3 times, and that's okay. I know she loved me. I don't feel no type of way.
And I'm not going to say I love you.
She won't.
I'm not going to say I love you.
She will not say it.
Yeah, affection is a really, really odd thing to me. And not odd as in I don't understand it, just odd as in how it makes me feel. I don't like feeling, to be honest with you, I don't like a lot of attention. I don't. And when it gets to the level of pet names and PDA, I feel like you're bringing attention to me. And I'd rather play the background.
I think it's how you say boo. How certain people say boo, because you know what word I hate? Baby. And that's from bitches and men. And
like, in what way would a girl say it?
You know how them grocery store workers, nothing against y'all, or anyway, okay, it's okay, baby. I'll put it in the bag, baby.
Oh, that bothers you?
I cannot take it. I
can listen past that. Like, in that way, I can listen past that all day.
I can't take the baby.
Now, you know what's blowing the absolute shit out of me right now? Sis.
I don't like sis either. I don't like bruh.
Don't call me sis.
Like bruh.
Don't call me queen. None of that, because you don't mean it. That joint is the equivalent of calling somebody a bitch. Do not call me sis. Don't call me queen. None of that. Like, don't. And babe, you're right, baby. Mm-hmm. If I'm depending on the interaction I'm having with somebody, if you call me baby, because I'm uber sarcastic, so I picks up on it real quick. If I feel like your baby is coming from a place where you try and see me, then I'm like, no, yeah, just don't. I can't get with it.
Yeah, I can't.
I'm odd, but again,
I can't do that.
My friends
know this.
My friends know this, and as much as I feel like I don't have a lot of friends, when I really, really think about it, I do have like 10.
You got a nice little.
I have like 10 off top.
Mm-hmm.
Off top that I would call them immediately in any situation. I do. I honestly do. And I think the reason sometimes I feel like I don't have that friendship is because of what you were speaking of earlier, which is being seasonal and not talking to people every day or whatever. And we're in an era right now where text is predominant. Mm-hmm. And I am definitely a texter. I prefer text at all costs. Unless you're my husband and you have to tell me something, or my daughter and I'm trying to check on you. Like,
but don't you think you've grown to that? Because we used to chat
on the phone. Yeah. No, you're right.
But again, it does go with, like you said, the times.
It definitely does. I feel like I'm personally always in a rush. So talking on the phone for me is not an option. I don't want to sit on the phone, and I'm very direct. I'm very get to the point. Mm-hmm. So anything that drags out kind of disturbs me. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I did used to talk on the phone. Mm-hmm. But that was me chilling. Right. I wasn't on my way somewhere.
Right. The responsibilities weren't what they are now.
At all.
You know, I definitely get that. I'm a talker. You know, I find myself, I can be on the phone with my mother for 2 hours. You know, talking about everything from the news to my kids' grades to this new recipe, and you know, we can talk that way.
I can talk to my mom.
I think with certain friends, I can be on the phone for a long time too, because again, the conversation just goes. And I'm not at work. I'm not at this. This is not something that happens every day, you know. But when it can happen, it does. But text has become so impersonal to me because you don't know how to read it. It confuses people's tone.
Not me.
But you gotta know, again, that goes to you knowing the person.
Alright, so I've definitely gotten into it with someone who was a really close friend of mine at the time. And what really disturbed me was that the text to me was so innocent, but to her, it was a huge deal. So much so that I felt like she negated who I was, how I am, and the way that I speak. And she ended up putting her own feelings to the text and started confronting me according to what she was interpreting, not how I really, really meant it.
I kind of remember this situation. But I think with that situation, it was because a spot had been touched. You know what I'm saying?
I don't have nothing to do with that.
Not that you have anything to do with that. The spot had been touched, and then it was somebody in the ear. Because I don't feel like, I think like with you and myself, rarely do people get shit confused. You know, I don't like confusion. I feel like when we talk, I'm very clear. You know what we saying. When you leave me, you're not about to say, oh, I wonder what was April saying, or maybe she thought, or she meant this. No, we know what it is when you leave.
Right.
I think when people be in your ear and that person is not used to another person speaking to you this way,
right?
You know, then it gets, okay, I'm gonna be defensive. You know, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna try to correct. Who she thinks she talking to? What would she say?
This person said to me that she was not about to go back and forth with me because I talk like a lawyer.
I remember. That's what I'm saying. But she know you talk like a lawyer. You've been talking like a fucking lawyer for years. You see what I'm saying?
I just thought that was so
you
weird.
Can't get confused.
And the most offensive part to that was that it upset her.
No,
it upset her.
Shorty. I'm telling you, it ain't upset her. It upset
No. It upset her, and that's the part that really bothered me, is that it upset her to the fact that she negated who she was having a conversation with, the type of way that I handle conversations, and it just made me feel like you.
Nope.
I don't. It.
Nope.
It insulted me basically, because I'm like, I feel like I'm so forward.
It didn't insult you. It only insulted you because you was like, is this bitch retarded?
It does. And that's why it insulted me, because
how could you not know? How could you not expect this from me?
I actually laughed when I saw it. I actually laughed when I saw it.
It was just like, are you serious?
I definitely.
You know what I got, April? This bitch said, like, it was really funny because it was just like, are you serious? Like, anybody that knows her knows that you're going to get a motherfucking Law and Order trial if we're talking about the shape of fucking beans.
Yeah.
This is the type of conversation that you're going to get from her. So that should not have been unexpected. What it was the spot was touching because her armor. Her armor hadn't seen this lawyer. Her armor don't know that this lawyer brings this, that, and the third. So she had to step up for her armor. Her armor couldn't seem more strong than her.
A bug attacked you? Alright, go back outside and fight it.
I did.
Why you back in head? You don't lose a fight. I mean, you don't win a fight and come in the house. You stay outside.
What am I going to do? Get a broom?
Okay, take the broom outside.
Okay.
Other do's and don'ts for the
Buy the
BFF.
washing machine.
This is another question posed about, would you hook your best friend up with someone in your family?
I would.
Okay.
You know why? Because I believe in consenting adults.
Right.
And that's just the fact of it. And if people don't match, they don't match.
Right.
But
don't blame me when he cheated on you. He cheated on you, not me.
But the thing is that I know off top if something's going to work. I know if it's going to work. Even just a little bit. And if I know that y'all gonna go into this and y'all are way too different, then I'd be like, look, I don't really know, whatever. But I shoot the shot for you. That's all I can give you. Now after that, I'm not going to keep going back and forth with nobody about the friend or the family member. It's not going to happen that way. So for me, it doesn't matter. I'll hook a friend and a family member up. It don't affect me.
Now, but that's because you're going to be direct. Again, like me, I have nothing to do with that. Once y'all create whatever relationship y'all have, I'm not a part of that relationship. So I don't want to be in the middle. I'm not going to go at him, why you do this to my friend? And I'm not going to go at her, like, why you do this to my cousin? Or, you know, whatever the case may be.
Okay, can you close my door? Can you hurry up before Bud comes in? All right, thanks.
So, what was the other question for the do's and don'ts? It was the family member. And I don't know, I think
it was the family member and mixing friends were the two kind of top
ones.
But yeah, as far as you know, your friends messing with your man, I mean, and this of course is just pertaining to women. We hope to be able to go live with you guys really, really soon so that we can have more interactive feedback and the conversation can be driven off of what you're saying right at that moment. But if you all want to keep this conversation going, maybe next week's video can be about this, but it can be live, then we'll definitely do that, because I feel like this is one of those topics that can kind of withstand the distance.
And then we can always chat on a post. Y'all can comment on a post. We can go back and forth there, keep the conversation going. Also, another quick reminder, we want to really, really try to encourage and celebrate our men out here. If you guys have any man, father, brother, cousin, uncle, friend, granddaddy, spouse, anybody who is really stepping up to the plate, being a real man out here, representing himself and your family well, send us his info. Let's acknowledge him. Let's put them on blast. It's not enough of that for the men. At all. And you know what? I be looking at, and it's nothing against women, you know, but I feel like we always get encouragement. Even though we need it. You know, I'm not
Mother's
saying
Day
that.
is not more important than Father's Day.
It's not.
I'm going to go on the record and say that right now.
All this social media is geared towards women. Like, you see women encouraging women. You see men with fucking books to help women get over men. You know, don't let them treat you that way, sis. Or, you know, your Derek Jackson and Steven Speaks. We appreciate them. But we need to acknowledge and support these men. That's why the fuck they not stepping up to the plate, because you don't give a fuck anyway.
You don't require. You get as much as you require. And your requirements have to be realistic. That's one of the biggest things. We're going to definitely have a relationship Q&A coming up really soon, because I feel like that's an area where I thrive. That doesn't mean that my relationship is perfect, but for somebody who's seeking a little bit of advice, even if I've never been in your situation, I've been involved in something very similar or worse. I can almost guarantee it. And I just feel like, again, that's one of the areas where I thrive. I can probably say something that will have you thinking, you know, a little deeper about why you're in the position that you're in, or whatever the case may be. But just in terms of celebrating our men, there are a lot of good men. I'm hoping that by the time Father's Day comes around, this coming Father's Day, that we'll have enough of a following where we'd be able, you know, to at least kind of give some awards out for you guys, because
you deserve it.
You definitely deserve it. And we want to make you all feel appreciated, because when you feel appreciated, you carry yourself differently out in these streets.
Yes.
And you are not then threatened at the sight of another man or what another man is doing. Rest in peace, Nipsey Hussle. I'm going to keep repping that, because I feel like a lot of people are offending other people by saying that you weren't a fan prior to this man's passing. But I feel like what he stood for is beyond rap. Rap wasn't his only thing. I feel like that was just a mainstream way of reaching people, and he was doing so much other stuff for the community. We know we have those guys with that same mindset who just need that push sitting right next to us, and we want to be able to celebrate those guys. So again, they do not feel encouraged to go out here and do something drastic and you know, stupid in the name of providing or proving a point.
But how can people hate because you want to know? Ask how many of these people knew Jesus? How many people, and I'm not comparing the two as far as their status or what they meant to the world, but I'm just saying, nobody knew, none of you all were here when Jesus was here, yet you read about him. You follow him. You honor him.
You go out and you pack stores around Christmas, and you're about to go buy an Easter dress for your kids for Jesus' resurrection.
But somebody can't become a fan because they read about what this man did.
And reading is fundamental. So if this man's passing prompted you all to research, then you're doing exactly what you need to do. You are researching, you finding the facts, and you're doing it according to something that's super positive and encouraging and empowering. And that's the stuff that matters. We don't have to go far to find out who shakes their ass the best or who is spending the most money on a chain or on a car or whatever. We don't have to go far for that. But those aren't the things that we need to model ourselves after and carry that on into the next generation. We really, really have to pay attention to what gets us all going. And religion, for me, is not one of those things that you necessarily have to live by. I think being a person whose morals are intact is what makes you honorable. It isn't about who you believe in, it's about what you believe in. And I'm not speaking down on anybody's religion or anything like that. I'm just saying that you always have to keep in mind how you can be a blessing to somebody else. What do you do in your day-to-day that affects positivity, that evokes positivity, that is instilling positivity in somebody else and encouraging them to be them best selves?
But you know how they say, if it's easy, it ain't
not
worth shit. It's crazy because when you do good things, when you're trying to grow, when you're doing things in a positive light, that's the only time the shit is questioned. A motherfucker go rob a bank, they ain't like, oh dang, why you do that? Why you about to do that, bro? Don't do that. A motherfucker say, oh, I want to go back to school. What? You about to give more years? More your time to go back to school to do this? Yeah. Oh, somebody say, oh, I want to, I decide to follow Christ. Well, what make you do that? Everything you read is fake. Everybody, man, made that up. But if they say, oh, I want to go be a stripper, when you learn how to twerk, you gonna do this, you gonna do that. They're encouraging it. Let me know. I want to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody want to join the gang. Nobody's talking about not doing that. Nobody's talking about or nobody's discouraging you from fucking your life up, y'all.
And not even just talking about it or talking you out of it, but what actions are they taking in order to show you that that isn't necessarily the way to go? Because we can sit here and tell these kids and teenagers and young adults that isn't the way to go, but what are we actually doing to let them know that there is another profitable way?
We're doing nothing.
Moral way.
We don't have fucking Smokey the Bear no more. We don't have
Bear
the Dog. We don't have fucking Teen Summit. We don't have,
Do kids care about being on tag anymore? No. I was so geeked to be on tag,
but they've taken that out. They have certain schools where they don't even give you honor roll because they don't want the other kids to feel less than. You know what I'm saying? It's
why a kid needs to feel less than sometimes? Because they have to know that they have more to do.
Exactly.
If you keep accommodating every single thing, celebrating every single thing, like, listen,
what the fuck is National Daughter Day? What the fuck is National Sunday?
Why are you honoring them? Why are you honoring them?
But my kid can't get honor roll. But y'all can make up National Daughter Day. But my kid can't make the honor roll.
There is not a metric for people to earn anything. There is not a legitimate metric for people to earn anything, and that is a huge problem in this entire society. I don't know what Western civilization is like, but right here in these United States, you are measured by the length of your how many zeros you have in a positive status in your bank account, how how many material things you have, how big your house is, how pretty your wife is, how fine your man is. Listen, we have to really get away from being surface individuals. This is a very surface society. And as long as we are surface, we're going to keep looking at, and again, this is why skin matters so much. This is why we have colorism. This is why we have racism. This is why we have classism. Because everybody's looking at the surface of stuff. If I can't look at you and see your worth, then you ain't worth nothing. But Bill Gates out here in Hanes and Fruit of the Loom t-shirts and pants worth more than all of us.
He don't have
10
a problem
times
coming
over.
outside in his fucking Asics that he had for the past 10 years.
Ran over.
That's not an
Ran
issue for
over.
him. But that's another reason why the only thing I hate about Instagram and I hate about the thing is the whole following thing. I hate to say we have followers. Let's have like box mates or box partners or some shit. I don't know. But I hate the following
What's
thing.
your theory behind that?
Because
That's
just
good.
don't.
Let's trademark that.
Yes, because
Don't
I
use
don't
it.
want I don't want people to feel like, you know, I'm not necessarily that I'm trying to lead. I want you to grow with me. Don't follow me.
Yeah, this is
Be
not
with
a
me.
follow. This
Yes,
is a,
you know what I'm
excuse me,
saying?
this is a stand beside.
We're a team. I'm
we can
encouraging
call
you.
it a link. Don't follow me, link with me.
Link with me, yes.
Links are side by side. It ain't one in
Yes.
front of the other. That's not what it is at all.
Yes.
Once you lay it out, everything is side by side. We're all standing vertically.
Yes.
So not even vertically. Well, yeah.
We all standing.
All just arm in arm.
Yes. Together.
So yeah, let's link. Don't follow. Let's link.
Let's link. And we're going to be ready for it. We promise we open to hear what you want to do. We're open to suggestions. You know, this is all about growth. Teach me some shit. I'm going to teach you some shit.
That's right.
Help me, help you. And we cannot go wrong, people. I'm telling you, everybody is just trying to fit in to a box that cannot be fucking stuffed.
At
Everybody's
all.
trying to fit into a box that will never close. You would never be in the in crowd.
Never.
You're always going to be just you.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck. I love being April. I'm going to be the one and only April. You will never meet a bitch like me. You won't know nobody like Nail. And I'm proud of that. You
I
know what I'm saying?
definitely
I just
pride
want us to
myself in
link.
it.
And my BFFs stay my BFFs. My shit ain't changed in years. That no new friend shit is real shit. And it's not to close people out.
Right.
But it's just that certain things you have to keep sacred for your own sanity. Mental health comes first, y'all.
Mental health is another thing that we definitely will be attacking. Mental health, postpartum, because I honestly
Yes.
feel like I'm still going through it. And my youngest is about to be, how old is that girl?
About to be 5.
She's 6. She about to be 6. She about to be 6. Yeah, I definitely feel like I'm still going through it. So I guess for me, that kind of just ends it right now. If you want to get into Brandy's view, and then I can get into Champ's rant.
Okay, well, Brandy's view is real simple, y'all. Just grow the fuck up. Like, you know, shit is going to be hard. I mean, I'm just going to keep it real fucking simple. Because shit is a lot simpler than you think. You make it so much more complicated trying to figure out shit that you don't even have to worry about. That don't have nothing to do with you. So, grow up. Nurture yourself. Rebuild yourself. Put energy into yourself. Matter of fact, my boo said that T.I., he did some post, somebody said something about him. And he was like, if y'all worried about your body odor or your teeth or some shit more than you worried about me, maybe you'll get somewhere. You know what I mean? Why are you worried about who this man on FaceTime with? Like, seriously though, like this is shit that has nothing to do with you, and this is why everybody is stunted. So Brandy's view is grow the fuck up, work on yourself, man. There's nothing wrong with it. Love yourself. This shit do not hurt. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. Don't fake it till you make it. I saw that shit somewhere else too. Don't fake it till you make it. Face it. Like, you can handle it. If you couldn't handle it, it wouldn't be brought your way.
Right, so face
Brandy's
it till
view.
you make it.
Face it till you make it, man. You can't go wrong. Nails rant.
Alright, so what I'm going to rant about is, I'm going to piggyback off something you mentioned very quickly, and that is loving yourself. Too many times, and this is going to be probably my first speak of the hashtag stop domestic silence. Stopping domestic silence is in reference to domestic violence, and violence is not always physical. What I need a lot of people to understand is that, and you all know this, but you don't recognize it when you see it. There are so many different forms of abuse that don't even touch you being beat on with a weapon or someone's hands or whatever. You need to know that you are being treated right. That's the thing. Not being treated according to what you feel like you're worth. Because if you're treated the way you feel like you're worth, then you're liable to still being treated inadequately. And when you do not value yourself, you accept what seems reasonable. And then when you go out into this world, you're going to have 100 people telling you, look, this isn't right. What you're doing makes absolutely no sense. You don't have to live your life like this. So this is why I'm saying we have to stop domestic silence, because if you feel uncomfortable in your relationship, you are in a domestically unhealthy relationship. You are supposed to feel protected. You are supposed to feel wanted. Listen, being safe and being sane. Safety and sanity involve the same thing. Yeah. You do not have one without the other. You absolutely don't. If you do not feel safe, you will go insane. And you will go insane in a way that is very silent or is very open. And you have to care about yourself. And it happens in stages. Do not be opposed to getting help outside of your family and your friends if that's what you need to do. There are tons of resources in you guys' community that you really need to research and take advantage of. And the thing about it is that if you come into the office of somebody and you don't feel comfortable in that environment, don't sit there. You don't have to go to them for 4, 5, 6 sessions for them to beat you down because you're staying right in the situation that you're trying to get them to help you out of. And you don't have to do that. The way to stop generational curses is to be a generational first. And I'd rather be a generational first, not sticking around while someone is being completely mean to me. You do not owe it to your mate. You don't owe it to your kids. You don't owe it to your family. You don't owe it to you all's legacy to stay somewhere where you do not feel safe and you do not feel sane. So please stop the domestic silence. If you are unhappy, you are unsafe. Period. Don't be anywhere you don't want to be, and don't talk yourself into hopefully that didn't mess it up. I'm on low power mode, but don't talk yourself into being happy in the situation, because if you have to talk yourself into making it work, then it has already failed.
Right.
So I think that is probably it for this week. Make sure you tune in. Please follow us at IG
Bannerbox BC.
Bannerbox TM.
Bannerbox TM.
If I'm not mistaken, we'll post a link on the video.
I mean, but y'all know what the fuck it is. If you just put up Bannerbox,
or follow us at our own pages, and the link will be there. We'll have our YouTube. We'll have the Banter Box. We'll also have the Facebook page there. We're really trying to get this thing going. We appreciate you guys for following us. I caught a lot of flack last time for the last video. I'm willing to interact with you guys about my perspective.
I did too, and I don't know why.
Because I think that child support thing is something that we definitely have to reach you all in the moment.
I mean,
so that we can kind of talk about it.
But y'all will,
yeah, I'm not gonna change my mind about it. I meant that
reality,
shit.
Like that shit is it. I'm not one of those. I'm kind of like a comedian. Like I say what the fuck I want to say because I want to.
I don't say what I want to say. I say exactly what I feel, and if I feel it, then it feels right to me. That doesn't mean you have to accept it, but 9 times out of 10 I'm going to stand by something that I say because I know enough about that particular thing where I can validate it, where I can validate why I stand on that thing. That doesn't mean I'm not going to hear what you talking about, why you stand on it. I can respectfully disagree with you, but I am who I am. That's what I'm going to be.
And there's
100 like me that follow that one. So
it's no malicious intent.
Not malicious at all.
I'm not trying to
We're trying to
anybody.
inspire.
I'm just giving my perspective on things the way that I've seen it, the way that I've experienced it. and hopefully somebody else can relate. If not, you know, you open your eyes to some new shit. There's nothing wrong with that, you know what I mean? And like I said on the last fucking video, motherfucking 45 say whatever he want to say, and y'all don't do shit. This nigga tweets about music, fucking soap opera, a commercial, and he don't even know his fucking job. And I'm supposed to apologize for some shit that I say? No, it's not about to happen.
Nah, you gonna
not
gonna
do
these.
that. Yes, and then still love me. You're
Yes.
gonna still love me after I say this shit.
You gonna tune in.
And
Because
you
you know,
gonna tell your mama
eventually we
to
gonna
turn
talk
in.
about something that y'all really relate to. And I hope that this video was the one that you guys are like anxious to share and get out there and interact with us about it. Email, DM, inbox, we are here
Comment.
for you.
Y'all don't be saying shit. You need to start saying something. And if y'all feel a certain type of way, let us know. We want you on the show. We want you to engage. Yes.
Don't
text me telling me my friend thought A, B, C, and D. Give your friend my number.
Don't give nobody my number. Get in my
Give your friend my number.
IG.
Tell her holler at me. She can then find me on IG.
Anyway.
She can find me on Facebook. He can find me on fucking IG or Facebook and say whatever it is they got to say.
And it ain't gonna be an argument. Everybody thinks because I speak firm that I'm arguing, and that's not the case. That's why she was
now.
mad.
And then even when I laugh at you though, don't get mad, because I will bust out laughing. I get that shit from my father. I will bust out laughing, and then we can talk about it. Yes, and go from there. But we like y'all a lot.
We love y'all. I said it.
She do have feelings. She does. They really exist. I'm telling y'all. We like y'all a lot. Link with us on IG and Facebook, and we'll be back again next week for Banner Box.
Yes, we'll let y'all know what the topic is.
Peace. See you later.